Another video. So this one, we're going to talk about tabs within the stepper element and the custom navigation that will guide you from A to B using the tabs within the stepper. Now, this idea came from team at KVH, so thank you to them. They thought of this originally, and I just put the pieces together back here at Titan to get this working. And thank you to Nikita for implementing this. Really appreciate your work. All right, so let's get started. Let me show you how this works. So we'll say tabs within stepper. First thing you want to do is obviously get the stepper itself, which belongs under the containers. Drag this element across, and this is what a stepper looks like. You might want to disable parent resize, as everything will then start to come up. All right, so I'm going to increase this, increase my tabs, my stepper, and then increase the width as well. Alright, so this is good to go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hide the controls, and the controls I'm referring to are over here. This is what you get custom out of the box with the stepper. You don't have to use them, and in this case you shouldn't use them. So I'm going to wipe this one out and say hide controls, which is this functionality over here that I've just checked. Okay, so once you check this, it's completely hidden. Alright, so once this is done, your stepper is pretty much ready. And now the fun part begins. So I'm just going to resize everything to be of similar height, and then we're good to go. Alright, so the first page, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put some text. I won't do too much configuration here as it's not required for this use case. So I'll just say welcome for stepper 1. And then step 2, I'm going to put some tabs in here. So we'll go over to containers again and grab some tabs. A bit like this. So the tabs are now inside, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and name these tabs. So we'll call the first one, let's say we'll do account, contact, case. Alright, so these are my tabs in step number 2, and then step 3 we'll just put a nice little finish in there for the sake of it. So we'll grab a text and say finish. Done. Alright, so the use case is simple. I want to start from here, but when I get over here, I want to be able to go account, contact, case, and then over to step 3. All this navigation needs to happen, in that chronological order. It can't be like missing step 2 and then missing step 3, so it won't work like that. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get a button, and this is where the custom navigation sort of starts, with a button. Grab one underneath like this, and I'm just going to call this one next. And the purpose of this is just go to step 2. The way I do it, I click on the hyperlink, configure actions, we go to interactivity. That's where all the magic happens in terms of navigation. So get familiarize yourself with this specific action. So click on the interactivity here, and then for stepper, you will find the option for stepper over here. Click stepper, enable it, choose your stepper, and this one I'm just going to say go to next step. That's all I want you to do. Click apply, and that one is done. Now in step 2, it becomes, I wouldn't say complicated, but there are more steps within one step. So they need to follow a certain order. So what you do is you grab another button, and you can put it anywhere you like, but for sake of it, I'll put one over here. I'll call it back. And then what I'll do is I'll copy this because it's already there. Go over to tab 2 and say paste, which will be my next. Okay, so I've got my 2 button here. So this one here, I'll click on the hyperlink, configure action. We will go over to interactivity, and then same thing. In the stepper, I want to enable it, stepper, and just so go to previous step. That's all I needed to do here. And in this one over here, it's a little bit different. So you go over to interactivity, and then essentially, rather than go to the stepper, you're going to be going over to the tab here. So I'll go over to the tab, enable, tab, next tab, and that's all I have to do. Like that. Alright. And in this one here, what I will do, again, I'll just copy both of them, just to save ourselves some time. Copy and paste. And I'll move them up a little bit. And again, I need to configure the same thing here. So I'll click on the hyperlink, configure action. We want interactivity. And this one, again, has to be within the tab because this is the second tab. So we'll enable it, choose my tab, and go previous tab, like that. Very, very easy. And then same thing here, hyperlink, configure action, interactivity, tab, enable, and go next tab. But be sure to choose your tab here, that's really important, otherwise functionality is not going to work as expected. And then finally, we will get another set of buttons that I've already copied, pasted them in there, same story here. Click on this, hyperlink, configure action, interactivity, we will go tab, enable, choose my tab, and go previous tab here. And for this one, because we're on our last tab, we want a hyperlink, interactivity, but this time we're choosing the stepper because this is the last tab. So we'll choose our stepper and say go next step. Very, very simple. So when everything is done and dusted, I will show you how this will look like. So let's go ahead and preview. Now you can see we've got a first step. I click next, takes me to the second step. I click next, take me to the next tab, and the next tab, and then finally step 3. And then if I'm on 3, I want to go back, and then back to step 1. So the navigation is beautiful and it works really nicely in there as well. Now, another thing that KVH had was they want to be able to hide these tabs and make sure the navigation works really nicely. So this exact use case, I'll cover that too. I'm going to get an input field. I'll pop it in here. And I'm going to write a condition, a very, very simple condition. I'm going to say text field equals the word contact. I want to check the opposite. And then I want to say, go ahead and hide my contact tab. Just hide it like that. Click apply, apply, save, save again, and then let's preview. Alright, so here we go. Next. Now I'm just going to type contact. You can see now the second tab is hidden. However, this still works really, really nicely. And if I go back and take out the contact, my contact tab is now available. I can go through there like that. So the navigation works really, really nicely, and it's a really nice feature in my opinion. So thank you to the team at KVH for being so creative with this. And that's the navigation that you can work with. You don't have to have so many stepper pages. You can actually utilize tabs and get quite funky with them in the end. And yeah, this is how you do it.